Whenever you're ready. Within a reasonable amount of time.
I see. Yeah. So I shouldn't take too long to get ready, is what you're saying.
No.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of the Son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father. Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than the father. What are you going to do about it? There's a monster up humanoid.
We warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Bill Evenson.
And I'm Tom Lang, and you join us for minute 65.
So, when I do it, I feel like I see you getting a rhythm, you're ready to go, and then I say, I'm Bill Evenson. It throws you, and it makes you do something silly.
Yes.
Good.
That's
Let's
about
be
it.
silly.
I'm perfectly willing to be silly. I join us for minute 65 of 1939's Son of Frankenstein, and shit's finally starting to happen. The actual plot is starting to actually unfold.
Yeah, it only took 65
It only took
minutes.
us an hour to get here.
Well, some things have happened.
Very, very little, but yeah.
Wow.
It took a long time for this thing to take off.
Do you know the mystery of the whispering ghost? What is it? The
murdering ghost.
Murdering ghost.
Yeah.
That was established.
It was. And
Yeah.
we've really not revisited that since.
I wonder when...
haunted, the clanking chains and the ethereal moaning can only mean one thing.
Yeah, it's time for Whispering Ghost update.
Murdering Ghost. Again, Whispering Ghost is a...
It's time for Tom's Murdering Ghost update.
All right, no murdering ghost.
There have been no murdering ghosts. No hearts have exploded.
No hearts burst. No
purple
bruising at the base of the neck.
Yeah.
We're still not sure why they died.
Yep.
Despite the fact that they're... All right.
That somebody's fingerprints are on the...
Yeah.
So where are they when they come out from behind the big thingy? So you had said where are they when they're in the passageway?
Right.
But I'm thinking where are they even when they come out?
Right.
And I think the answer is the same. It's nowhere.
No idea.
There's no idea what's going on. They're just walking around, and that's fine. So this is where they've come out from behind the chalice. Is that what you call it?
Cornice.
Cornice.
Chalice
What's a chalice? That's
a
cup.
drinking. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a Last Crusade quote. I got nothing other than "You chose wisely."
That's good.
All right, we'll use that then. And then he takes the chalice. Wait, that's a different minute.
I should have given it to the Marx Brothers.
That's right. That's what Igor says.
I should have given it to the Marx Brothers.
The Marx Brothers. Frankenstein comes out from behind the chalice, the cornice. And
I don't know what if anybody really knows what the actual term is for this.
Is this when that audio portion happens then too?
No,
it would have to be, wouldn't it?
No,
It
that was last
it was
week.
last
That
week.
was last
Okay,
week.
good. So then Frankenstein comes out from behind the cornice, and Igor, who has been shown to have superhuman strength, goes to push it back in place, and he's having a little bit of trouble.
Struggles. He was able to push it open, no problem.
Well, it's that you ever had something that kind of
Sure.
the winch, I don't know what things are called. The wheels kind of work better in one direction,
than the other. Yeah.
It's one of those deals.
It must
You know
be.
what it is? He's probably got the brakes on.
Gouging into the linoleum of the floor.
So, yeah, he's got like a boot. He's one of those. Somebody's
just tearing the floor
so
apart.
he's fucking up the whole house, making all kinds of ungodly racket. Yep. Even Krog can hear it at this point.
and he still doesn't come out of the library.
Taking a nap. Oh, that's right. He's in the library.
He's in the library.
Maybe he's reading a book.
Well, that's what I said. They should keep cutting away to him reading a book, looking up every time Wolf has a hissy fit. It's alive! Looks up. Huh? No!
It's like Lon Chaney Jr. with his headgear on in minute 56
from
of
Dracula's house.
Dracula's house. Sorry.
He looks up, casually, vaguely interested in what's happening.
And then goes back to his book.
Yeah, looking at it.
Whatever. I mean, I don't know. These are the kind of things that go on around here. I don't know. It's not my business.
What do you expect? It's Dracula's house.
It's not Dracula's house, actually.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, shit. All right. So, Okay, so then, Frankenstein.
Just disintegrating before our very eyes.
Frankenstein just kind of
casually pushes
it back with one
chalice
hand.
back in place.
It's very obvious that that's a heavy chalice, and what we're supposed to take from that is that the monster's very
He's
strong.
extremely strong.
Sorry, Frankenstein is very strong.
He could have crushed Wolf like an egg.
That's true. Some eggshells.
Eggshells.
Yeah, but I mean, so could I. Look at that guy.
Yeah, look at that.
You know, come on.
Nah.
Then when he does that, after he's done, he then leans way in.
Yeah, leans
like
into
he's
Igor.
desperate to get his next order from Igor.
What do we do? What?
Like our podcast, when I'm talking, you lean way.
Way
it's
in, it's
uncomfortable.
like-
actually. I've been meaning to ask you.
I'm sorry,
if you could.
didn't realize it bothered you.
Maybe
Sorry.
have a mint.
All right.
So
I'll need one of your breath strips.
there you go. Perfect. Last week, Igor could barely convince him to come in, follow him in the passageway,
you're right.
and now he's
just
leaning way in an
can't wait.
exaggerated fashion.
Can't
like,
wait to.
what next? What next? That's my monster impression.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
If Donnie Dunnigan played the monster.
See, if Donnie Dunnigan had played Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
She hate me like others. Brett, good.
you make man like me.
You do
Actually,
you do better.
you gotta get the Memphis in it.
Yeah, yeah.
me. You make man like me. Oh, I'm gonna go through all the dialogue.
Who was the guy that complained that we laughed too much? It was Rick.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Rick did. Jason did too.
Oh, well. Sorry.
Jackie.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dawn doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Me, I complained about it. No.
Yeah.
Then they go, where are they?
The Igor kind of like motions like, come on.
Yeah.
The monster follows him. The exit screen left.
Actually, I'm sorry. Right after he pushes the chalice back into place,
Hornus. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They
just
make eye
clarifying.
contact.
Yeah.
And it's sort of sweet. Like
See,
he does
again,
kind of do a sweet, and then Igor kind of does a thing where he puts his hand up to the. I'm trying to describe it without doing it.
Yeah.
Up to the monster's face almost, and pointing. Yeah, we are going this
that
way. Yeah. Exit stage left.
No, they do.
And indeed they do.
Yes.
And then where are they? They go to look out of a window.
We've seen this window before.
And we saw it in the first shot.
It's the very first scene of the film.
So we talked about this mere years ago.
Yeah.
Just less than a decade ago.
Just about.
Like 60 weeks.
Yeah.
60 plus.
60
probably.
plus. 60. Well, yeah, 62 weeks, 63, something like that. Yeah, window is in, I think, the gate or the wall that leads. It's around the estate. The geography again is really hard to follow.
Yeah.
Because there's the gate that says Frankenstein.
It's like, yeah.
And it's the windows to the right of that. And
So
then
it's in a part of the gate or part of the wall. What would you call that? Like it's almost like a turret.
almost. It's like
Maybe
like
it's a
little,
turret.
little tower next to the gate. And then across the street from that is a guard box that the gendarme is marching back and forth in.
So you've got Wolf's house that
Not Frankenstein's house, not Dracula's house.
he's right. This is Wolf's
Wolf's
house.
house.
Not Wolfman's house.
No.
Which was the ill-fated sequel to Dracula's house. Wolf's house.
Actually, somebody did make, I want to say in the 2000s, made House of the Wolfman, and they got Ron Chaney, Lon's grandson, in it.
And Sarah Karloff.
No,
the monster.
they should have. It might have been better.
Could have got Donnie for that.
Yeah.
So this is your house, Wolfman? Oh shit. Okay.
Woo! There goes another Patreon.
There goes another Patreon. All right. So then, why is there a broken window right at the front of the Frankenstein estate?
Well, it was
He's
abandoned.
been there for a while. Like it was abandoned, but they've been living there
They've been for a
now.
while. So like,
Right?
yeah,
Or maybe-
Benson,
Yeah.
get out there and fix that window.
I'll work on it, sir, but we've got our experiments to look after. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think that window should be broken. I think
They should have repaired it by now.
there's two ways for, Elsa and Wolf and Benson and Amelia and Donnie to look at their relationship with their neighbors. One is to say, we want so much to be your friends, right?
Right.
That seemed to be the approach when they got there. I remember when that one guy said it.
Yeah.
So Wolf says, we just want to be your friends.
Yeah.
It seems to me your front yard, you might let some things go in your backyard, but your front yard is a sort of way of engaging with your neighbors.
Yes, it is.
And so one approach would be to fix that window, broken window.
Yeah.
Another approach would be to say, these people are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
So
if we leave the window broken, maybe they'll think we left.
We left and leave us the hell alone.
Yeah. So they
That's what we're
seem
doing,
to be leaning at Belong Dead Studios.
Yeah, we just got...
Well, we talked about the people throwing rocks through the windows saying Wolf ain't gay. So we've left those windows broken.
Hopefully they realize we've moved on. And
well, we'd hoped that it would reduce the number of rocks, but it doesn't seem
actually,
to have
it's added to...
It seems like it may have
exacerbated that whole
exacerbated. Exacerbate. I'm just thinking of Master Exacerbator.
Oh,
so that's where we're at. There's a broken window on the tower on the side of the gate.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then Igor rises up into the window like he did at the beginning of the film,
but without any musical accompaniment.
There is no
instruments.
Salter and Skinner are out having a smoke while these scenes take place because there hasn't been music for a while.
But we like that.
It's fine. These scenes are, they're well done enough that they don't need music blaring at us to tell us that, hey, something's happening, really. Believe me, honestly, something's really happening when it's not.
And that really does seem to hold true, as obviously this movie is the most egregious example of that type of soundtrack.
Yeah.
We've gone on and on about it.
Yeah.
We did a whole podcast about it.
That's
a couple
right.
of years, if you remember.
You hear hoofbeats, and it cuts to a wider shot. The gendarme is doing his march back and forth across the street.
He's gendarming.
His name is Schmidt. I could not find anywhere that said who this guy was.
And we know his name is Schmidt because
the horse cart enters the frame in front of the gate and pulls to a stop. And the gendarme, Herr Neumuller, how are you? And it's our old friend Michael Mark.
From Frankenstein.
So Maria's father pulls up, Ludwig Neumuller.
There you go, perfect.
Gotten over the loss of his daughter because he's pretty cheerful here.
Well, I mean, actually...
it's been 8 years.
I have a great answer for this, actually. Yeah. I think it's great. We'll see how it turns out. Right. Ask me how I am.
How are you, Bill?
Fine, Lang, fine.
Yeah.
So he's not cheerful. He doesn't even say, I'm fine, Lang. How are you?
No, he's fine, Schmidt.
I'm also calling you Lang because that's your name.
Yes.
There is a Lang in this movie, so,
so
it gets very confusing.
Yeah, when we get to that.
Would it have worked better if I called you Schmidt?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But I think he's got more life in him than that.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's just fine, Schmidt, fine.
Fine. Yeah, that's true. He smiles. You're right.
Yeah.
And I guess he definitely does because it establishes a contrast between what he does next.
Yes.
He spies Igor.
Spies our friend Igor peering down from the tower or wherever through the broken window.
Because he's obvious.
Yeah, he's not fooling anybody.
Yeah, he's not sneaking around.
I mean, even the little kids at the first scene saw him up there.
In fact, I believe it becomes a plot point that he's trying to be seen. Mm-hmm. So this is where you go if you want to be seen. You want
to be seen. Everybody, it's like Studio 54 in the 70s.
of 1939 Germany?
Yep.
This is where you had to go if you wanted to be seen. That's why the window's broken, so you can be seen.
Yes.
This is where Goebbels hung out. Who wanted to be seen in Germany in 1939?
See, Rudolf Hess didn't go there. That's why he had the fate that he had.
Okay. Steiner. Do you remember Steiner? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? That movie, that movie that became the biggest meme ever where they always show Hitler losing it in his bunker at the end. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it came out, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The thing that pushes him over the edge is Steiner.
Was that right?
Yeah, Steiner fucked up.
Steve Steiner?
They don't say, but one can assume.
By inference.
It's assumed.
Yeah. So, tit for tat, Neumuller spits at Igor. Because Igor spit on him, but now there's
I never noticed that.
30 feet away, so he didn't quite have the...
So have you always taken it that way? That it's a response to him getting spit on before?
Yeah.
That never occurred to me.
Really?
Yeah, thank you for doing this podcast with me.
Absolutely. Glad
Took 4 years.
4 years
But you finally said something insightful.
Okay.
No. Long-time listeners will know I've learned plenty. But no, it never occurred to me.
Oh, really? Because I've always thought that's why. Because
it seems obvious. Maybe everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm not saying Igor doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Either at this point.
Yeah.
This is pretty gross. Spitting in general, I'm not a fan of.
Okay. Now you tell me. I've been doing tobacco.
On the floor, I got to get the putty knife and scrape it off every time we record.
Putty knife. You should let it dry, maybe. Just get a bounty.
Maybe I should do that. But I'm lazy. I wait for a week or two, and then I...
Yeah, I hear you.
And Igor doesn't...
Long Dead Studios North is just a nightmare.
We're surrounded by a bunch of dusty old books and movies I'll never watch. Tobacco
everywhere.
All over the floor. Frankenstein's everywhere.
Frankenstein's all over this place.
I shouldn't count how many there are here.
There's a Frankenstein for sale. I got do you get this Monsters in Motion?
Yeah.
Do you get those? Did you see the Frankenstein in this latest
I haven't
one?
looked at the email this morning.
I think it was yesterday.
Okay.
But they always got to do the two heads now. The figures always have two heads.
Is it it's like a statue?
Yeah, maybe it's a statue.
Yeah.
Is that a difference?
Yeah. It has two heads, yeah.
No, but I mean, is there a difference between a statue and a figure?
A statue you can't pose.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can pose this one. It looks like you can pose it.
It's not the, it's not this one, is it? Or three heads with it?
It might be that one.
It's like the Lon Chaney one that you just got. Oh, the wolf.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is that one. Actually, once I see it in person, it looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, it looked weird. The grin looked weird.
Yeah,
but it's more like a grimace.
It looks better in person, yeah.
All right.
Well,
they got one for $25. I should just get it.
I think it's that.
Is he holding a cup of coffee in the middle?
He's got a flower.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were there. He's holding a cup of coffee out there. Oh, it's probably tea. The one on the wall, the big,
out there?
the big one on the wall. That's our banner on the.
Banners. We should probably do something.
Something a little more interesting.
What we are anyway. We're just.
I mean, that was literally like slapped together minutes after we met for the first time.
I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. So why did we? Neumüller spits at him.
Yep. And Igor gets really
He doesn't get anywhere near him, right?
There's like 30 feet in between them.
You don't think he can do that?
I don't think he's got quite the torque. Although he's missing a lot of his teeth, so maybe he could.
When you were a kid in school, in elementary school, let's say, were you aware of something called a spitball?
Oh yeah.
What is a spitball?
It's a little wad of paper that you chew up and get wet, and then
full of spit, and then you
either shoot it through a straw or just spit it out.
I'm familiar with straw method.
Yeah.
So if he had what I guess I learned from spitballs was that you can get quite a lot of distance on a spitball.
Yeah, versus
just spitting what's in your mouth.
Yeah.
So put something in your mouth, and then you could a projectile.
Yes.
You don't think he's doing anything like that?
No.
He didn't spit a tooth at him?
You don't. He might have, considering the shape of his teeth. Yeah.
Actually, he might be trying to tell him something. Here's a tooth.
Yeah.
You seem to be missing several.
See a dentist once in a while. Think about it.
For Christ's sake.
Lang knows of a good dentist. Go see him.
There you go.
Yes, Lang.
I remember. Shit.
It's just good to do.
Did you ever see the Mr. Show sketch where the actor, it's David Cross, and he's so into being an actor that he's playing a character that's had a lobotomy or is retarded or something, so he has a lobotomy. And then they visit him there like he's, they're going to see what it's like preparing for this film. And he just says things like, that's all he said. Yeah, he's completely...
that's wonderful.
He's had diaper on. It's really... But he's in a mansion like a...
he's like a big star. Yeah, that's great.
Anyways, that's what you reminded me of.
Neumüller goes on his merry way as Igor watches, gestures for the monster, for Frankenstein to join him at the window.
Oh, man. Hey, Frankenstein, come here a minute. Join me at the window.
Get a load of that guy. he kind of...
Shit. Okay.
he rises up next to him, so I don't know what he was doing below the frame of the window. But he does things.
My.
He does things for me, so who knows? Second gayest episode.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Igor gestures towards Neumuller.
So first of all, I don't know, this shot.
Should we explain the geography? Or
well, I don't know,
composition?
whatever. The composition, I like. It's just a broken window and a standard window-shaped window, and there's a guy in it, and that's about all you can really have is one guy in there, and then he summons another guy to poke his head up, and it just looks fucking absurd.
It looks ridiculous.
It looks so
pretty
silly.
Hilarious.
It's the silliest maybe that the monster gets. This to me is maybe sillier than his response to seeing Wilbur in Bud Abbott.
Okay.
Like, to me, this is sillier than that.
Yeah,
it just looks fucking silly.
Igor points out Neumuller, and the monster does this really
he does a nod,
silent movie acting.
Oh yeah,
that guy.
I got a boss, no problem.
Got it. Yeah.
You sound more like a chick.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Untie the boat. Untie the boat, will you?
We should have
untie the boat, will you, please?
Chick talking to Igor. See where your throat goes.
Oh yeah.
Untie the boat.
We'll have to save it for the end.
Things for me.
We'll have to save it for the end, like they did Twist and Shout.
Sucking on zoobs.
Yep.
Does anybody know? This is now our gayest episode.
We've
surpassed
completely.
It's our most gayest. Okay, so it's a silly two-shot. They look like they're just totally crammed in there.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think is cool is, so then, and I think you were about to say this, Igor exaggeratedly. Are you familiar with a show called Doctor Who?
I've heard of it.
So Doctor Who was a TV show in the 60s. It was a black and white show starring William Hartnell. And William Hartnell could act on TV. That was kind of his thing. You'd point the camera at him, and in TV in those days, that's what you did. You just pointed it at a guy who was standing 5 feet from the camera because he's got to think about or talk about the plot.
Right.
Because that's how TV was back then. And he had a way of making small gestures near his, torso, instead of a more exaggerated, say, if you will, widescreen way of gesturing.
He's in a lot of Hammer films. I guess I've never
Hartnell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's several. I mean, a lot. I don't know, but he's in some.
You're not talking about Patrick Troughton, are you?
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying Hartnell can't do widescreen. He may be versatile, but I'm saying that there's a certain style to that old TV where you've got to cram yourself into
intimate.
It's more. And the TV screen was like 2 inches wide, right. So if you didn't want someone to think you were listening to the radio, you had to put the person up real close and close up. So that's what this reminds me of.
That's still the case, because if you look at films, feature films versus TV, they're shot differently.
Yeah.
Not as much as it used to be, but there's a more predominance of close-ups on television than in films.
And you would expect that to not be the same anymore, because now our TVs are gigantic, and the experience is more or less the same.
Yeah, it is less and less.
Unless you're going to an IMAX, which I did. I saw an IMAX movie last fall called The Beatles Get Back Rooftop Concert.
Oh, did you see it? Okay.
Yeah, so they played the entire rooftop concert. It's funny because they say it's the entire thing, but they always cut out like 25 seconds.
Sure.
Like John starts to play I Want You, She's So Heavy on the rooftop. He plays like 5 seconds of it or whatever. But it just wouldn't make any sense to have that in the movie. You'd be like, wait a minute, I know that song. That's the one that they didn't do yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he also plays God Save the Queen, but I think that is in the rooftop concert.
I know there's an album or a CD or whatever of it, because it's on my Amazon Music Unlimited feed.
It's only there. It's only streaming. You can't get I don't know, CD physical copy of
LP.
that, which is something that I don't like in general.
No.
Even though I already own multiple copies of the rooftop concert in varying quality. Right. But other than that, if in your home you're accustomed to people behaving normally and not doing weird things with their hands like they did on Doctor Who in the 60s, or like Igor does, because he's crammed in this window.
Yeah, it's like a 2x2, not even probably.
No, it's probably bigger than that.
2x2?
2 feet
by 2 feet?
Is it really that small?
It's maybe. Maybe.
I'll go 3x3.
Oh, fine.
It's tiny though. It's small to get two big movie stars in. Yeah. You wouldn't cram Brad Pitt and George Clooney in this window.
Though I'd like to try, let me tell you.
Oh boy. This is getting gayer and gayer. Our gay listenership is...
Yeah, we're popular.
Well, we are, actually, as it happens. But anyways, the thing about that I think is interesting is not just those exaggerated movements. Well, because let's talk about what those movements are. Igor points exaggeratedly at Neumüller.
Right.
Not much else to look at, but just to make sure. That guy. Don't care about Schmidt. Yeah. You don't need to kill Schmidt.
He's fine.
Maybe later. Then he does a move with his fist. So if you're not paying attention, it looks like he's just kind of shaking his fist like, yeah, fuck that guy up. But I think, after watching it a few times, what he's actually doing is he kind of pulls back a little bit, like as if to say, yes, like a noose. Like if somebody's got a noose around somebody's neck and you're pulling to tighten it.
That's what I think he's doing. That guy's just asking for his heart to burst.
Yeah, there you go. And is that what you think he's doing with his fist?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I think he does, because he pulled back a little bit. The other thing about it is, I think it's funny when you're watching it, just like it was funny to watch the minute earlier last week or whatever, and think that Wolf could see Igor. This one's, imagine that it's the monster's hand, because they're crammed in there, so it's kind of, at first I do think maybe it is, and it's funnier that way, because then Igor's just sitting there and the monster comes up and starts pointing and moving his fist around. So it's kind of funny, because it kind of looks like it could be his hand too.
I mean, they're so cramped in there.
They're so crammed in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so they're both doing like silent movie acting here.
Yeah.
Like way over the top gestures.
Yes.
Because when the monster nods, it's not just nodding his head. His whole body is
he really does. Did you see the movie Batman Begins?
Yes.
And in fact, the movie Batman by Tim Burton?
Yes, I have seen it.
You know where I'm going with this? Yeah.
Yeah, they can't turn their head.
You can't move your head.
Can't turn your head.
So that's how he nods, is by moving his whole torso up and down. He looks like a big dope. He really does.
He kind of does, yeah. Dummy. They both come off really badly in that shot, I think.
It's, like I said, sillier than what... I don't even know why people get bothered by the...
When he's afraid of Wilbur?
Yeah, when he's afraid of Wilbur. I don't know why that bothers people.
I don't know. It's just slightly...
Oh, it bothers you?
A little, not...
Some people do.
Some people do. It's just the one time in the film where the monsters are made to be doing something funny.
Out of character?
Out of character, silly, funny. I mean, it is a good joke.
You know, what it reminds me of is the other thing that Dino doesn't like. The scene with Uma.
Una.
Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman.
In, Kill Bill Volume 3, where Frankenstein comes to life.
Comes out of the mill. And
you know what I'm saying, with Una, where she goes crazy, and why doesn't he do anything?
Yeah.
And the same thing there. I think, well, why is that so out of character for him? Well, that one's easy to me. He just doesn't. He's done killing.
He's done killing for the day.
He's been killing for the last 15 minutes. He's fine, just letting one go. But the other thing is, he's surprised by Wilbur. He doesn't expect him. I don't know. Even if you go worst case,
that's not the joke.
Even if you go worst case and say he finds Wilbur to be scary.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Then who cares? Why can't that be true?
Fine. I'm not going to fight it because
at least not for a few years.
Yeah, I'm not that bothered by it.
Okay. This scene, on the other hand, I got a problem with.
Silly. Yes, I have to agree.
But the best part is the monster then leaves. The monster exits stage left. And what does Igor do? Slaps him on the ass. You can actually see his hand come around.
Yeah.
He slaps him on the butt.
That's my boy. You'll go get him. Atta boy. Good boy.
There you go. And then he just giggles.
He's like
just
bouncing up and down, giggling. Yeah. Through the rest of this.
He's really a good-natured fella with a good sense of humor.
He does have a good sense.
He really loves life. And
well, because he's had a second chance.
Exactly, he's got a second chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what happens when you get a second chance in life. There's two things that happen. Generally good-natured, good sense of humor, and exacting your revenge
on those who have perceived that have wronged you. Yeah.
What's better than that?
No, that's.
What more do you want out of life?
That's perfect.
Oh boy, if we could only just all live like Igor. Like, for example, remember when we lost the Rondo Award to Gilbert?
Yeah.
Do you remember that you killed him?
Well, what else could I do? What else could I do?
No, I'm supportive of this.
No, I felt like that was the natural response.
It really didn't play out.
No.
There's a good idea there, but
it's a German. It was
so to speak.
Yeah. Then we cut to a wide shot of Neumüller going very slowly down a road. This is the same road that we saw at the beginning of the film with the stick delivery service. was coming down with
There's some lovely filth down here.
Yeah. It was a couple of Monty Python characters delivering sticks.
Yeah.
It's rocky on one side, and then there's a wall on the other side with a dead tree and shadows, and it looks cool. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's nice that that they got to go out and film on location outside.
I don't think it is. I think it's on
joking.
set. Yeah.
There's no way any frame of this film.
No, that's not true, because they are on the back lot in the European Village a few times.
Oh yeah.
So they're about as much as Bride was outside. This is
okay,
which is very little, but
yeah. Igor has pointed and moved his fist, and we're on our way.
Yep.
We know what's about to happen.
Things are taking off.
It's what? Oh, I'm sorry. That sound of the rattling chains and spooky something means it's time for Tom's whispering ghost update. You're gonna hit me now.
No.
Oh, okay. You're looking for something heavy
I'm not.
to hit me with. Okay, whispering ghosts. It's a Milton Berle film.
Yeah, I said it was a Milton Berle film.
Oh my goodness, John Carradine. Well, I much enjoyed working with Milton. All right, is that him there? No,
he's a weirdo.
Oh, that's Milton Berle.
He plays a weirdo, that's a
Who
stretch
Carradine?
for John Carradine to play a weirdo. All right, no murdering ghost yet.
Yeah. Kind of thought we'd have heard more about that by now.
Yeah, because
maybe they've abandoned that subplot. I mean, I assume all of our updates are going to come true, but that one really seemed like it was going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Maybe they just forgot.
They must have. It's with the way the film was shot, it's very possible that that was overlooked.
Yeah, people forget about the murdering ghost because I don't think it ever comes.
Never get back to it.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well. Oh
wait.
The sound of the. Something.
The theme music and the tearing open of the letter. Got any more questions, wise ass?
Oh, that's right. What did I do with it? I put it right here. Okay, so today can only mean one thing.
That's right.
It's time for. I don't have the in front of me. I always forget the wording.
Got any more questions, wise
questions, wise ass? And this week's question comes from Myrtle Connor.
Yep.
Okay, because remember you couldn't see the name, but you saw it.
I did find it.
Myrtle says, "How are you? I hope we can get along in harmony."
Yes, it's a good question, Myrtle. Thank you for writing in. The answer we have: hi, thanks for contacting us. We received your message and appreciate you reaching out. So I hope that settles that definitively.
I mean,
I did look at Myrtle's profile. And
I gotta be honest. I think the answer is unsatisfactory.
You don't think it covers it?
First of all, she says, "How are you?"
Well, I'm fine.
Okay. See, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Fine, Schmidt. Fine. Fine, Connor. Fine.
Fine, Myrtle.
Fine, Myrtle. Fine. Okay. And then the next question is, it's not a question, but I assume it's a question.
It is sort of a.
I hope we can get along in harmony. So Myrtle hopes that she can get along with us in harmony.
I don't see why not.
Okay. So we appreciate her reaching out.
Yes.
And we also received her message.
Yes.
So there you go. Thanks.
Thanks
for all your...
This has got about 2-3 more episodes left in it before it's done.
Shit.
Okay. Anything else?
So what people can do if they want to contribute any...
If you have a question such as how are you or
inquiry.
Mo.
How are you?
Mo, we already answered, so don't... We've gotten flooded with Mo, so we're done. Don't.
Last week's Mo episode was 2 weeks, whatever.
We got flooded with those, so do not write Mo.
Consider that one answered and done.
That's been definitively.
We're no longer taking. It's like the Beatles when George Harrison said he liked jelly beans. Then every concert they were getting pelted with jelly beans. We're being pelted with Mo.
Yeah.
Also, just a suggestion to everyone. I would also consider "How are you?" to have been answered. You're fine. I haven't said. I guess.
Oh, how are you, Bill?
I am fine.
You're fine.
As well.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think we've covered that ground.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, it's good that you're fine, and I'm fine. I agree with you. It's great to be fine.
You know, what we could do is we could refer people back to this episode.
Sure.
If they ask.
If they ask how we are. Well, check out. And if we get any more Mo, we'll send them
back to
last week.
3 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Last week, I think it was.
Now, I hope that we can live together in harmony. And one of the ways that we can do that is by joining the Frankenstein Minute Village on Facebook, where you can ask questions or more likely just make rude comments.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be mainly.
Yeah.
Just fuck you left and right. That's all it is. And we can talk about the trailer. Actually, maybe we should talk about the trailer to the Munsters. And now that's so old.
Oh, that's weeks ago.
It probably is about to come out.
Yeah, it is sometime in September, so it could be out as we speak.
I'm not going to be able to resist talking about this.
Go ahead.
I don't care about the Munsters. I know you have more of a connection to it than I do. I don't dislike the Munsters. I like the Munsters, but I don't really care about the Munsters. If somebody wants to do a Munsters and put it in space, I don't particularly care all that much. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't matter to me. Not like Star Wars Rise of Skywalker offended me. You know what I mean? That hurt me.
Okay.
That mattered to me. Someone had built something and then the same person came back and tore it down. But the Munsters, that occupies that space, and I don't care what someone does with it. So having said that, a lot of people hated the content of the trailer for the new Munsters. I guess it's just a TV movie.
It's a movie on Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, I would call it a TV movie. But what I found most offensive was the fucking quality of it. It looks like shit.
It looks tacky.
It sounds like shit. The sound design was like our podcast. It was just like
thanks.
in a gymnasium.
Thanks a lot. I slave over it for minutes.
It looked like it was filmed in a gymnasium. I think you even gave it a little bit of praise on sort of the color ideas they're trying to do. And I would agree.
The saturated colors were kind of cool.
Yeah, that kind of
but yeah, it does look kind of... I mean, they rebuilt that whole house in, I don't know, like Yugoslavia or somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. Paved a whole street and built the house and everything. So some money is behind it. And the house itself looks exactly like the original, because I assume they still had the blueprints hanging around Universal, because that thing's been there since like 1948.
So that was
last seen on Desperate Housewives or whatever that is, the Desperate Housewives of Universal City or whatever.
Okay.
It's one of the houses on there.
I didn't know that.
But all the houses on that street are there.
Okay.
In that show.
I remember that show.
I never saw it.
I thought it was all right.
I never watched it.
When it was canceled, I thought, oh, that's right, I don't watch that show anymore.
Yeah.
But you have an affection for the Munsters.
I do. I mean, you
don't want it to get ruined, or you don't care either.
It's not ruined. The original is still there. You can still watch Fred Gwynn and Yvonne DiCarlo and Al Lewis. They're still there. Those episodes are there. They're still in black and white. Munster Go Home is on Blu-ray now, so it's not like...
That's not black and white.
No, that's in color.
What color is... should we not go there?
No, because it's green. Not as green. The thing that I dislike the most...
Do you like my shirt?
Yeah, it's a green...
You can get it in any color, and I got it.
Green shirt of Boris Karloff.
I got Boris Karloff's face, and then when I went to the little pull-down menu for what color, it was like, lime green? Are you kidding me? Of course I'm getting that.
Do it. But Herman in this Rob Zombie is like day-glow 80s green. It's too much. It's just way over the top green.
Okay.
And that, I assume, is on purpose, but it just doesn't work.
I don't care again.
I'm not...
That didn't bother me.
I'm not...
You know what bothered me more about Herman? I don't think the guy's any good.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't see enough of him to
So you remember the sort of teaser that came out where they reconstructed the opening to the TV show?
Yeah.
People don't remember that opening. Was it every season that opened the same way?
It was season 2.
Season 2. I knew it would be
Herman busts through the front door.
He busts through the front door, and it's Fred Gwynn, who's a comedian. He's very funny.
Yes.
And what he does is he looks like he accidentally busted through the door, and he kind of, kind of thing.
But then he kind of shakes
it off and walks away. And all this is done within 1 second.
Yeah.
It's very skillfully done.
Right.
This guy looks like they literally threw him through the wall, and he's having an attack or something. He totally misses the boat on that.
Yeah,
and that's also part of this second trailer, too.
Yeah, it's in there, too, yeah.
I will say this. You and others have pointed out that Rob Zombie loves to put his wife wife in stuff. So Rob Zombie's wife is in this.
She's Lily.
Lily. And I don't have a problem with it at all. I
Yeah,
guess she's fine, and I don't care.
Have you seen her in anything else?
So would I have to have seen a Rob Zombie movie to answer in the affirmative? No.
Yeah, okay.
Why would I do that? Why would someone do that?
Because she's not a good actress.
Well, she seems fine in this.
I don't know. Maybe this suits her. But like in his Halloween, she plays Michael Myers' mother, and you get this whole long. It's like it's the flip side of Carpenter's, where the bulk of the movie is like his backstory.
Yeah.
And it's completely at odds. They're this white trash, abusive. Who
Just
fucking
like
cares?
The movie in '78. Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares?
I've actually heard someone say that movie's pretty good until it starts to do the original movie, because basically it plays out. The way I've seen it is, you remember the movie Halloween?
Yeah.
The first
I've heard
4 minutes maybe is the introduction of the character of Michael Myers as a kid.
Yeah.
And then
the rest of the film.
The rest of it takes place 20 years later or whatever, how many years later, on Halloween. And then my understanding is it's somewhat reversed, and it's like 2/3 of the movie is the backstory, and then the last third is just replaying what happened in the first film.
Yeah.
And I recently heard somebody say, probably somebody on Red Letter Media, because I'm always watching their crap, that the first part is actually pretty good if you just had that as a movie. But making it Halloween...
If it wasn't Halloween, it wasn't Michael Myers, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's so at odds with...
So what has Rob Zombie done that you liked? Actually, I liked some of his music.
Not a big fan of the music.
Back in the day.
I'm not a big fan of the music.
You didn't like Dragula?
Never heard it. House of a Thousand Corpses is pretty okay. Never heard it.
I know one thing of his.
Devil's Rejects were okay.
I know what. There's a trilogy, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen the last one.
Oh, it sounds like you like them.
They're okay for what they are. They're not.
Maybe I should watch these.
They're all right,
I know one thing of his that you like.
What's that?
It was a CD of
the
clips from the movies Frankenstein,
yeah.
Bride of Frankenstein, and Son of Frankenstein. In fact, today I forgot I was gonna grab it and see what from what we talked about today would be on there. I bet some of it would.
Some of it might be.
Some of it would have to be.
Yeah, because we're now actually getting into things that propelled the story forward. Unlike the last 60 minutes, which was just meandering.
It was such a strange thing. I remember buying that Rob Zombie CD and being like, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna buy it. Like, did you ever, when you were a kid, did you have the Story of Star Wars record?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'd listen to that endlessly because it's the only way to watch Star Wars when you were a kid.
I had
you had to close your eyes.
Super 8 of the ending, but
somebody posted a 16mm version of Young Frankenstein on one of my torrent websites, and I keep seeing it pop up because people are downloading it. I think, why would I? I think there's a different aspect ratio.
Oh, sure.
So I think it's more full frame or something.
It's probably the Academy ratio.
I should probably get it then, huh? We're missing a third. Oh, we can do a whole season about it.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Okay. Are you getting ready to shut that off?
Yeah. Oh man, look at the time.
All right. So we're not going to finish up on the Monsters trailer.
Oh no, go ahead.
All right.
What more do you have?
I don't have anything more.
Oh, okay.
Do you have anything? What was your overall impression? It doesn't look good.
That was my overall impression, is that it looked very broad and almost childish.
Yeah.
Like it's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And, the original Monsters series is not the last word in subtlety by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
But these were skilled comedians that had honed their craft over decades. Fred Gwynne started as a stand-up in the 50s, like Mort Sahl and those guys. And Al Lewis was an old pro, and, these guys knew their shit.
Fred Gwynne also has a cool look. He looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah, he's got the right face for it, and the rubbery expressions, and he just
this guy's fine. The guy in the
he looks all right.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah,
you don't like the day glow.
I don't like the green. It's way too green.
Did you ever bring back Addams Family too on Netflix?
Yeah, it's Wednesday Addams. Yeah,
what is it?
It's about her. About Wednesday. She's a little older than she would have been in the previous things. At a boarding school or something, solving a mystery or something like that. Tim Burton's behind it. Well, I haven't seen anything.
Tim Burton made that, right? Addams Family Values is Wednesday goes to a camp, summer camp.
That's not Burton, though.
That one isn't?
Barry Sonnenfeld did both of those.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was a good one. I liked that.
Oh, I liked
She was amazing.
Christina Ricci was great.
Christina Ricci at 12 was like the best actress of her generation.
Well, I remember seeing
what happened.
I remember seeing the first one. Mm-hmm. Like, she's somebody to watch.
Okay.
She was great.
I didn't think much of her until the second one.
And I hadn't seen, she's in like Moonstruck Moonstruck or something prior to that.
Oh yeah, I've seen her in that.
And I had never saw it, so I didn't.
Not Moonstruck. It's got Cher in it, but it's
something
not
with Cher. Okay.
Mermaids.
Yeah, hadn't seen it, so I had no clue. But yeah, I thought, wow, she was great. And even Lisa Loring in the TV series is really good. And I think they realize that because you can see they give her more to do as it progresses.
Okay.
All right, done. Anything else?
So what you do, if you want to be a part of this conversation, is keep it to yourself. No one's. You got any more questions? Wise ass. Should we open a? Got any more questions? Should we get that like URL?
URL? I don't think it's worth it.
Not worth it. Got any more questions? Wise ass.
But keep those cards and letters coming in.
Yeah.
Questions like, Mo, how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that coming. That's great stuff.
If you got any questions about the murdering ghost, maybe ask
or even whispering ghosts.
Or the whispering ghosts.
Brenda Joyce.
Milton Berle.
Willie Best is in it.
Willie Best.
He's one of those, the typical, what you'd call the sort of the scared darky from the 30s and 40s. But
I think he's on the back there.
Yeah. However, he is genuinely funny.
Really?
In what he does. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Most of that stuff is deplorable, but he's genuinely talented.
So he's like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, sure. Tell yourself that. Watch Ghost Breakers. He's with Bob Hope. They have a great rapport.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he in anything that doesn't have the word ghost in it?
No, it was strictly in his contract. It had to have the word
ghost in the title.
Yep.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing him next season.
Yes.
On Ghost of
Frankenstein. He's hilarious.